NX 1101 provides the ability to revise data on the fly. So as opposed to revising the data prior to working on it, you can actually open up released data. So in this example, we've got some a released assembly and all the components are released. We can go ahead and start making modifications to this data. Actually, let's go ahead and make one of these the work part. Let's just grab this guy here and throw a couple blends on here. That's good. So now we've got this release part, and it's modified. It also shows that the part is released, and it shows that it is a read-only part. So now if we jump back up to our assembly, same thing. It's modified also. But now when we go to save, you'll notice we get a new save dialog. And the new save dialog shows us a number of things. It shows us the current state of the data. So we've got the ID, the revision, the name. We've got the end state, what we're going to end up with, ID, revision, name also. And then we've got this decision columns in the center. We can see because these are released parts and assemblies, it's decided that revise is the best course of action here, but we could change this. We could say, you know, we don't want to save one of these, or we want to do a save as and give it a completely new item ID. So we'll just accept the defaults here as revise. So we can double click on these one at a time to assign a new revision, or we can just right mouse button on the top and say we want to assign a new revision to everything in this column at the same time. Then we'll go ahead and say OK, and what we'll see is it will revise these parts, and it will then have the new revisions in our sessions so that we can go ahead and make any additional changes that we want. Now if we make any additional changes after this and do another save, we won't get the save dialog. So the save dialog only comes up when you've modified released data and there's some action that the user could choose, whether that be revise or save a new item. So here's our part. If we come back in here and just modify these data, so say we want to make this feel a little bit bigger, and that's fine. We'll go back to our top level assembly and say save. And of course, now we don't get the save dialog. So you don't get bothered with it all the time. You only get it when there is some action for the user to take. At the same time, the way that this is controlled is out in the Teamcenter preferences. There are a couple of Teamcenter preferences that control the behavior. The most important one is the one that I've got highlighted here, this automated decision actions. And based on the object type and the condition that actually caused the save dialog to come up, you can give it a list of prioritized actions. So it will pick the first one by default, and then the user has the option to choose any of the other ones. So some good functionality to play with here in 1101.